Alright, so before I get into the details of what I did for the project, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how Raj and I decided to approach this space. Because being given a public square, like the actual important part of the square and not just the buildings on it, is empty space. It's mainly a place where people interact, so how do you approach studying and defining this? And we decided that we were going to look at the square from the outside, and the boundaries that define it, and then on the inside, like what it contains, what people come there for, and then the final piece will be being here, talking to people, understanding what they do in this space. So I was in charge of doing the outside of the space, so I looked at the 4 boundaries that create the square, and kind of looking at the importance of why we need these boundaries. The Kryukova Canal, located over there past the Mariinsky, was created in 1719 to 1720. Griboyedova and Soyuza Pechetnikov Ulitsa, with a hideous long name, were both created around 1739, and then Dekabristov Ulitsa was done in the 1740s. And it wasn't until 1765 to the 70s that the square actually had a name, that people recognized it as a place that should be put on a map, that needed to be specified what it was. It was Brumbergova Square, named after a man who owned a field nearby. So the street that we're looking at right now is Dekabristov Ulitsa, and again built in the 1740s. It used to be Officierskaya Ulitsa until 1918, because the street runs through the area where which was formerly called the Officers' Settlement, where the Admiralty Board attendants lived. But once that ended, it kind of lost its use for being called that and was named instead in honor of the Decembrist movement. So tram lines used to run through this street in the 1920s, but are since gone. And then the buildings along the street range in period from the 18th to the 20th century. So a relatively wide range of time is covered on this street.